We came out of the Temple game last week, and one of the first things Mike Bellotti said to me on yesterday when we met with Bellotti, he said, "You know, I watched Temple's defense. They got a pretty good defensive football team. He goes, you guys shouldn't feel bad about that.
See what they did today?
Yeah, so 38-0. So I mean, that's it's one. It shows you this is how timing works. If Temple had beaten Maryland 38-0 last week, and we come back to beat them 14-10 today, everybody would have said, "Well, what a great win." And it's just like Oregon State a couple years ago. We beat the heck out of Oregon State, and everybody said, "Oh, they're not very good." And the next week they beat USC, and everybody goes, "Well, that's a great win." So sometimes it's timing. But we'll remind you. I'm sure Joe will remind you throughout the year from time to time. He's been known to do that.
Yeah, how much is Darryl being around your quarterbacks now? Darryl Clark seems to have an impact on them, and he was always that leader when he was here.
No, I mean, he talks to them all the time. Even when he's in town, he talks to them. When he's out of town, he talks to them. He's just one of those guys that, he lives and dies with every win and loss. I mean, he is constantly. It's a constant thing with him. What happened? What are you guys running? What did you start the game with? Would you even when he's out of town. So.
Sure, this has been asked 2 or 3 times. Did you see anything today that makes you guys any closer to naming one guy, one starter, or anything like that?
No, I mean, we have 2 starters. We have 2 guys that play, and I think, what their roles will be a week from now, we'll see after practice. But I think, we have 2 guys that we feel like we can win with. And outside Alabama game, they've played pretty well. They've done pretty much what we asked them to do. So if that's the case, that's the case. But we'll see.
Anything you saw today you particularly liked from either guy or didn't like?
They both handled some things. We put them in a situation where we were throwing the ball most every down, and they handled it pretty well. The only mistake we have is the interception, which, really nothing Rob could do in that one. He was getting ready to throw the ball. The guy was supposed to block him, didn't block him, and the kid made a great play. You got to give him credit on that one. But other than that, we made the right reads, got the ball to people in position where they could make plays, and had some success. Probably ran the ball a little too early when Rob was in the first quarter. Probably one of the reasons we slowed down. We got a little bit. We had a 3rd and 3 and ran the ball. Probably should have thrown it there. So a couple things that we did that weren't good in the first quarter in terms of play calling. But once we got that settled down, started to have some downhill sledding.
What about you up in the box? Do you approach play calling differently depending on who's in the game, and how do you approach that?
Not a whole lot. I mean, they're both kind of the same package, so it's nothing drastically different between one and the other.